This is the Real Estate Zone with John McClellan and Kevin Bown. Call them with your questions. 512-836-0590.
Gotcha. Guys, 512-836-0590. If you want to be a part of the show, let's go to Jack in Lakeway. Hey, Jack, thanks for calling. You had a question for us.
Yes. Earlier, you had a gentleman talking about two factors in appraisals. One, as I understood it, cost to construct a similar home today. And number two, recent sales of like properties in the neighborhood.
That's Larry Gaddis. Right? Yeah, that's Larry Gaddis, who's the Williamson County Tax Assessor Collector.
Okay, on the first one, obviously cost to construction is going up. There's no question about that. So that's a given. Am I correct on that?
I would say so, yes, and definitely in this area.
Yeah.
Okay. Second thing, like properties that have sold in their general area. I'm in a home that I bought new 32 years ago, and homes around me, about 4 out of the 6 or 7 closest to me that would be similar, have sold in the last 2 years after many years of same people living there.
Mm-hmm.
In order to sell these homes, most of my neighbors that sold did went in and did substantial remodeling and
upgrades.
Redecorating, bathrooms, kitchens, countertops, etc. My home is just essentially as I bought it 32 years ago.
But so you're being affected by their values, even though yours is not fixed up.
That's my question.
And this is exactly this. We were actually talking about this off air, and this is one of the conundrums. And I think this is probably the one thing that frustrates people the most. That I live in my home and I've done nothing to it to improve the interior. I've not replaced the carpet or I've not put in wood floors. I don't have the granite countertops or the remodeled kitchen. And the homes that are selling around me, all of that's been done to those homes, and they're maxing out the value of their home, and I'm being taxed at that value. And I would say that is the most frustrating thing that I hear from taxpayers about that particular scenario. And
is there anything we can do about
this? Is sorry.
How can you protest?
This is what you.
We've also got Sean. We've got Sean Bukowski's with the Bukowski Law Firm, and they specialize in this. Sean's a little bit of advice for our caller here, Jack.
You really want to be prepared when you go in for your protest, and so if you can talk to your neighbors, or if you have the relationship with them, or talk to contractors and get an estimate of how much those repairs would cost, and then you can use that to offset some of, or at least argue for an offset for what they're currently appraising your house at, because to get to the market value of what those houses sold at, they would have had to put in $30,000-$40,000, and so you can ask for them to reduce the value of your house by that amount, but you need to have evidence of how much.
Well, could they use like a residential appraiser to go out there and use the comparable sales and note the lack of everything in the kitchen being fixed up, and compared to those comparable sales that are obviously listed in the MLS, which you can use.
Yeah, absolutely. You can,
and they'll make those adjustments on that appraisal.
Yeah.
So that might. Go ahead, Jack.
One more question. Let's say that a person does a fairly extensive remodeling, 3 bathrooms, kitchen, etc., and has to get a building permit. No matter where he lives, he has to get a building permit. And does that information get into the appraisal district so that they know that has been done?
Most of the jurisdictions around here that require a building permit do release that information to the appraisal district. I will tell you though, depending on what's being done, it may or may not have an effect on the property. If you're getting a building permit to install a pool, that's something that the appraisal district is going to be interested in, so they can add the value of the pool to it. I don't know how much.
If you're adding 1,000 square feet to your house, they're probably going to be interested.
They're going to be interested in that. I'm not sure how much information they use. If it just remodel inside, and they can't value your home based on what's inside the house because they can't get inside your house, and they don't want to get inside of your house. But so they really have to. Again, it's called mass appraisal, and they're painting with a pretty broad brush there. And back to what Mr. Bukowski was saying, really take in the sales that they do use to value your property. Get a realtor and have them print out the pictures that are in MLS of the interior of that home. Take pictures of the interior of your home so you can show the contrasting difference between what those homes are selling for and be able to put some numbers to that.
Right, hey, Jack, we appreciate you listening to the show. And by the way, Sean, do you have a website you could go to if you want some advice?
Sure, it's the easiest one is propertytaxesintexas.com.
Propertytaxesintexas.com, and Sean can give you some good advice out there.